Hello and welcome to HaloCAST. This is a four-part series on everything Halo. I'm your host, Abbas.
And this is William. Now, we'll be going through the story in the chronological order, going from, I believe, I've forgotten.
Yeah, you believe you've forgotten. We're going from Contact Harvest to Halo 5. Although, I guess, technically we started all the way in the Forerunner Saga, or whatever that shit's called. Because, I guess we'll talk about how we were corrected last week on everything we were talking about.
And honestly, I appreciate it, and I laughed at myself when I realized how much it
I
got
know.
wrong.
I know. Thank you to, shout out to, also a shout out to JPath, or Japeth555, for correcting everything we said that was wrong in our Halo cast from last week. Especially my favorite one was how I called the Spartan in the Ghost of Onyx series Greg, but his name is Kurt for some reason. I don't know why I remembered Greg, but you know.
So, Kurt Russell?
No, shut up. God damn it. Anyway, the last thing I guess we'll talk about is how we filmed this, and we basically sat down and talked about Halo for 4 hours and recorded.
Yeah, for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And so there's no way I'm gonna go. We're gonna be able to correct ourselves.
Yeah,
This
so
week.
unfortunately, we can't correct ourselves on anything, and we depend on, what was his name again?
Okay, I'm JPeth555.
JPEF555. We're going to depend on him to correct everything else in the later casts.
Yes. So to get finally to it, here is part 2 of the Halo cast.
Can you imagine what would happen if the saying Halo won that war though?
Yeah, that would have been. I mean, we wouldn't have been fighting them at all. I think.
Yeah, most likely, probably. Yeah.
Because we weren't doing anything with Forerunner tech at that point.
Yeah, because if they did encounter they were like, new species, no Forerunner tech. Let's move on.
Basically, I mean, I think that is an interesting thing to think about, and especially like towards the end of like Halo 3 is just how different the Sangheili are at that point.
Yeah, well, there's the whole thing with the revolt in Halo 2.
Yes, and that is one of my favorite things about Halo 2 is when the the split, the Covenant, what is it, Covenant schism?
They just all slaughtered each other.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
holy
exactly.
crap.
Like that fight on High Charity and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember fighting like alongside a hunter, and it was awesome.
That was one of my favorite parts, is just fighting with the hunter and all of that.
But anyway, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves at this point.
With Halo 2.
Yeah.
So we're on Reach, and we're still talking about that I mean, I love that the main menus, how they change with each mission. Like the first one is like some background of Reach or something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Just a
remember
planet
that, yeah.
or something like that. And then that mission that I'm talking about had the best one because it was all the cities and the colors. Like, I don't know, I just love that one when you get to that mission. But then after that, the last one is literally when you beat the game, it's literally just Covenant cruisers just glassing the planet. So it's really
Yeah.
depressing. So I would always go back and play that mission just so that was my background.
No,
Whenever I
wait,
watch the game.
what? I feel like for some reason, I'm not sure if I'm correct in this, but like, wasn't it like where it was basically all afterwards?
What do you mean?
Because you remember, like at the last stand that you had,
Mhm.
you would fight, and then they would show your helmet in the ground. But then afterwards, after some time passed, you see that the grass grew back and the mountains
yeah.
were fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I feel like that was the last one, wasn't it? With the
What do you mean?
background.
Oh, with the background? No, that wasn't it. That was just a cutscene. I remember the last one was being the cruisers just flying over the planet.
Yeah, that would have been nice actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it would have actually been a bit happier, even though how tragic it was to actually get there in the first place.
Yeah, I know that game is. A lot of people don't like that game because the multiplayer is like a little bit different than like the original Halos, but I love that game. Halo Reach is amazing.
Yeah.
So then you and watching the Pillar of Autumn launch for the first time, like I love the ship aspect of Halo, like the different ships and all that stuff. Like I loved learning about that, how they worked.
They're just giant metal rods.
and you know what? Learning about the Sha Fujikawa drive and how humans were working with like slip space compared to the aliens, or I guess the Covenant and stuff like that. Like how big of a difference it was. Like it would take us weeks or months to travel between planets, and it would take them like literally like maybe a few hours.
Yeah, it's like
it was a huge gap.
Yeah, I know.
And that was especially scary in Contact Harvest because it's like all of the information that the Covenant are passing is instantaneous, while we are taking weeks. We literally send our messages like almost like a mail service through our ships that are traveling in subspace instead of sending them through like a radio signal or something because it's
You,
faster.
I think a good comparison to understand it is basically think of our technological advancements in the army today, and then compare them to maybe like
Like Roman or I guess
maybe Napoleonic.
yeah, Napoleonic. I wouldn't go back as far as Rome, but I would say yeah, maybe like cannonballs versus
So
tungsten
it's
rods.
either Napoleonic or Civil War.
I'm glad we had the Mac cannons though, because apparently that was literally all we had against Covenant
Yeah,
ships.
that's basically is like okay, at least these things can actually hurt them or kill them at the very least.
And it would still take like two shots. I think it was like one shot overcharged the shields, the second shot went through the ship.
Yeah, because they had shields.
Yeah, I know, which is a really big deal. But then they like we start with those smaller ships, the destroyer stuff, and then we get the Halcyon class cruisers, and then we have the Infinity. Jesus Christ, that thing is massive. Have I ever showed you like the picture that I took of the Infinity versus a with a one of those Covenant ships, the smaller ones or whatever? Not the super cruisers, just the smaller cruisers.
Mm,
It's literally like a I don't know, like a pencil versus a tree.
a tree.
Yeah, like that's what it looks like. It's like a pencil versus a tree. That's how big the Infinity is.
Yeah, Jesus.
I think it's like 5.2 kilometers long.
I
And
think,
to give you scale of that, Reapers in Mass Effect are 2 kilometers long.
wait, what?
Yeah, Reapers in Mass Effect they're 2 kilometers long, tall, and
Uh-huh.
Infinity is like 5.7 or something.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's huge. So we were at where are we? We're still at Halo, the end of Halo Reach, I guess. We're
Yeah, no, I mean we kind of touched on it, yeah.
yeah. I mean the just seeing all of the sacrifices each Spartan made just to continue it, and how much better the Spartan 2s are than the 3s. Just to think about that, like how the big difference between Spartan 2s and 3s is in Reach, at least, not in Ghost of Onyx. I guess in Reach is just they're bigger. They I mean, there's less of them because of the what is it? The thing that they had to go through was not as rigorous. I don't know what is it the
What you mean the little human
yeah,
augmentation?
yeah, the human augmentation for the Spartan 2s was like it made them indestructible. It made them well, their bones indestructible. Even though there's a scene I think in Ghost of Onyx where one of the Spartans breaks their arm or something, which is really weird.
Hmm.
They skin grafting is just
Yeah,
just so
that's
painful.
that just. I mean,
Just imagine like their bones. They basically did what they did to Wolverine.
yeah, they are to an extent, except a lot worse. I feel.
Yeah. So even like imagining, because it's a big deal when a Spartan gets hurt, like a Spartan 2, not a Spartan 3. Spartan 3 gets hurt, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, he's like, we'll just go with the next one.
So
But with the Spartan 2s, they were trying to perfect it, and then
yeah,
even then there's errors.
Yeah, exactly. But like it's just there's so few. Excuse me. There's so few, and then there's like they're so much more powerful. Like the level, like the power level. Like if you imagine Vegeta like looking at a Spartan 2 versus a Spartan 3, it's
Swear to God.
it's super insane. Like you would not be able to. And that's what makes me angry about Halo 5. And I'm just gonna skip to one scene right here. And it's the scene where the Spartan 4 Locke fights Master Chief.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
That was
That
so
pissed me
dumb. Okay, but we'll get back. Let's just say we're done with Halo Reach. Okay, they all die. Halsey gets away, and and then Halo 3 or Halo 1 starts.
Halo 1.
Yeah.
Halo goddamn fucking 1.
Yeah, the man, just the intro to that game, just like it's like the music and the ring, and you see the planet. It's all really interesting.
Tell me, Cortana, what are we looking at?
I will never forget that intro. That like the whole thing is like, did we lose them? You know the answer.
It's like, what was it? I don't keep it loaded, son.
Oh my
So
god!
you have to find
And
out
then
what-
I played the game again, so I'm doing that scene. So I get to that scene, and then I walk out, and it's loaded. It's not like it's literally you don't walk over ammo or anything. It is loaded, so I don't know what he was talking about. Have you ever gone back and shot him in the head?
Oh,
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure everybody knows what we're talking about. What we're talking about is when you can go back and shoot Captain Keyes or Commander Keyes in the head.
He's like, the Master Chief, he's gone. He snapped.
And then they all attack you.
They all attack you and you just die. Because all you have is a pistol.
It's a great scene.
But dude,
Just to mess around then.
dude, I just remembered how overpowered the bloody pistol is.
Yeah, in Halo 1, yeah.
It's like
I've
two
been playing it
shots to
on
the head and you're
Legendary.
dead. I'm like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. I've been playing it in on Legendary and just basically I will to take out elites because they're so fucking annoying, just watching them bounce back and forth and doing that like I don't know, that shimmy thing that they do.
Yeah, they always jump around like
Yeah.
it's like their birthday or something. They're
Man,
just happy and they're just jumping around. But
my
like,
plasma grenade throwing is on fleek now. Like I will not miss a plasma grenade throw. It's so
I
crazy.
hate you for using that word.
If you're playing on Legendary on Halo 1, you cannot miss a plasma grenade throw. It's so annoying if you do. So I've been training myself not to miss.
You've been training. You've been like playing it day and night. Just
Yeah.
to
Like
make
Cortana in Halo 2 when she's like, "What if you miss?" I'm like, "I won't."
Okay, okay. I guess we can compare a bomb to like a bloody grenade. Sure.
That's basically my target range now is a whole ship. I can throw grenades at the ships basically. But
what would happen if you missed?
I won't.
And he
That's such
misses
a good scene. Like, oh man, the teaser trailer for Halo 2 was such like I mean, again, the way I played Halo was when I first played Halo 1. I didn't really play the story or anything like that. I finally played Halo 3 when it first came out, so I didn't know shit what was going on. And I finally went back and I understood the story.
Uh-huh.
So imagine, like, even though I had never been in that whole range where I'd played Halo 1 and then I saw the teaser for Halo 2, it must have been like amazing for people who had never seen the teaser and not know what was going on.
I mean,
but even for me, who had played the other games before and knew the whole story, just watching that teaser, it was still insane.
no, yeah. I mean, the thing is, they did pretty well back then for the hype. Is it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was like their lead.
I
mean, not anymore considering what they're doing now. But
and to compare Halo 1 to like the Halo 4 or I guess not Halo 4, but just I don't know, different Halos that weren't part of the main series.
uh-huh.
The Halo 1, you talk with Cortana so much, like she's like the narrator of the whole game. To be honest,
I mean, you have to have somebody to talk with during the whole thing. That's what they keep. That's how they keep you in the game because character interaction just makes you want to listen, I guess.
Yeah, what's the first thing she tells you when you go through that cave? She's like, "This cave isn't a natural structure." Do you really think so, Cortana? This giant metal cave
on this giant metal ring.
Oh man, I love like and it does get pretty like lonely when she's stuck in that when you go to the key room or whatever and you leave her there to do whatever she's doing, like research.
Yeah, because she was a constant voice in your head.
Yeah, like you're so used to that, and then you for like 2 or 3 missions she's not there, and then you come back with the monitor and the monitor's kind of taking over her position, and then there's that whole fight scene. You're like, what's going on? Like my favorites, like the whole when you first find the flood, like that scene. I always get goosebumps because I always remind of Alien.
Alien.
Alien. Just that scene just reminds me of that.
I could see why you would think that.
Yeah. It's especially watching them bust out of that door, because in Halo, like, there's only a couple doors you can really bust down. Like, there's that one door at the beginning to teach you how to melee, and then there's literally the door where the aliens come out of. Just watching them like bust through it and see all of them take over. And I think that crew that's with them is the same team that Johnson has from Contact Harvest. I feel like it is.
Yeah,
it might be.
It would make sense.
It would be super sad if it was, because to go through all of Harvest and then to die like from the flood.
To the flood, yeah, that would be depressing.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it is, because I feel like Jenkins was one of the names, I think, of the guys, of course, because that's
There's always a Jenkins, and then he dies.
Yeah, every grunt in a space movie is always called Jenkins.
Yeah, and then they die.
Yeah,
I think the world has it against the name's Jenkins. I don't know why.
The space gods, they really don't like the name Jenkins.
God.
So what happens?
Wait, man, hold on. Just to make sure, was the guy was the guy who died in Mass Effect 1, was his name Jenkins?
His name was Jenkins. That's why I'm making that joke. Like, that's why they don't really like Jenkins.
I need to remember every single Jenkins in every single sci-fi.
To be honest, I'm gonna go talk about Mass Effect for a split second here. Mm-hmm. That whole Jenkins dying and Vega in 3, and how Vega becomes part of N7. I would have thought it would have been better, and I think I've told you this before, where Jenkins should have lived through the whole games and then joined at the N7 thing in 3, which would have been much better emotionally. You told me this before, yes. Yeah, like that would have been much better emotionally because you know that character.
It's like, Jenkins, my old friend, you're gonna take like Ashley or Caden, in Mass Effect 2 when they died. They're like, oh, you're alive.
That fucking scene in Mass Effect. No, we're not talking about Mass Effect. That's a different spoiler cast we're gonna do. We're not doing this volume. We're not gonna talk about Mass Effect. We're here to talk about Halo.
Man, do you remember the Reapers glass the planet?
Oh man, I would love to see like a video where like it's that Halo 3 scene where the Prophet is talking. He like shuts off all the power and he's talking, and then it cuts to like the scene where the Reapers are glassing the planet. It's just like, you, all of you, and then he just cuts a brrr.
Oh my god.
So what happens? They find the flood, and just like watching him put on like the helmet, or taking out the thing out of the helmet and then putting it in, and that whole scene. I love that scene because it reminds me of Alien. But then to continue on and then find Captain Keyes later on, it's man.
To find them like that was kind of depressing,
and especially after like learning about his relationship with Halsey.
Halsey? Yeah. Oh yeah, and how they had Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda Keyes. Do people know about that? Is that like
at this point we're telling them.
No, I mean God damn it, William, that's not what I meant. I mean
about the relationship between
do people know that Keyes
and Halsey? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not unless you read the books, because they never explicitly stated within the games at all. That's just kind of background knowledge. That's not necessarily the plot.
Because what I'm thinking of is like, when Miranda Keyes takes her father's medal, like posthumously, takes her father's medal because he's dead.
Yeah.
Do people know that she's Halsey's daughter?
No, people don't know this. It's not common knowledge.
Okay, good.
Not within the universe.
That would have been a little bit awkward.
No, that's why she's named Keyes. Because the thing is, I don't like, if I remember correctly, Miranda does not like her mother.
Oh yeah, I'm sure nobody does. Nobody likes Halsey. I'm surprised Keyes and her are together at all.
It's because they work together on the project for Spartan 2s.
I'm sure that they spent a lot of time together, because I remember in the Fall of Reach movie, it's her and him. And he's like a lieutenant, like really like early. he was young back then. Yeah, he was very young, and they both go and they find John.
And then it was just a thing that happened between them, because I'm sure if you spend enough time with a person, something like that could happen.
There's that thing in psychology we learned is like the closeness.
Theory. You spend more time with a person, the more you like them.
Yeah, the more you like them, the more likely you are to be like them and stuff like that. So that's that. I understand that whole thing. And man, just. She's dead too now, so there's no Keyes left.
Yeah, and it's like only Halsey, and you have to imagine how depressing that is.
Yeah.
Considering, like, first of all, she was fond of Jacob.
Yeah, I remember. I think there's
and she was actually glad at one point that he actually left the project. Because I read this in the book. She was glad, because what they were doing he would have not been fine with.
Oh yeah. I think that was in the movie. She's like when they get to the point where they're doing the augmentation and stuff like that. Like
he would not have stood by for that. He would not have been able to deal with that.
Man, that scene, like because in the book, I'm sure that they talk about all the different characters growing up from like whenever they were like 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah,
and then going to like 12. I think that's when they started doing the augmentation.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah, so seeing all those characters that they build on and then seeing them die in the augmentation process.
Yeah, Keyes would have not been able to do that.
That's pretty intense.
It is intense.
Mm-hmm. And so seeing, well, yeah, again, going back to Keyes dying and his scene being, and the thing is, I really liked his character, especially when you save him on the Covenant's cruiser, the Truth and Reconciliation, because he's such I don't know, he's just he has that whole that character of a leader and stuff like that. So you see him at the beginning, you're like, he's a likable character, then you save him, and then he kicks ass and flies the ship out of the Covenant's ship.
I remember that.
He kills the 2 hunters.
God, that was great.
Yeah, and then he backs out and fucking.
And
escapes.
then he dies later on. I'm like,
yeah,
you're like, shit.
He would have been such an amazing character if he continued to be through the rest of the games.
Mm.
I mean, Lord Hood does not hold a candle to him at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of Lord Hood. Like, you get how important he is. And
yes,
but the
the
thing is, he's just kind of.
He's just a commander in chief. He's basically like an admiral.
Yeah, he's like the admiral in the distance that you don't really. That you respect him, but you're not close to him.
Yeah, I would say he's almost exactly like Hackett in Mass Effect.
Yeah, they actually both shared a very similar role. Yeah. Actually, they share the exact same role.
And you don't even know. Well, I guess you do know Hackett in Mass Effect 1. You just only hear him. You never see him.
You do know. I mean, in Mass Effect 1, no, you did hear him only.
Because that's really weird because he has no context at all until you just randomly hear him in Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, because he was just like, he's in the beginning. He's like, he's like, oh,
the
Shepard.
moon mission.
He's like, are you sure we could use Shepard? And he's like, yes.
Yeah, that's it. And then there's that moon mission where you meet.
Edie. That's about the only time he comes back in.
And by meet Edie, I don't mean you actually meet Edie in Mass Effect 1. I mean you meet her because if
you meet her
AI that she's based off of or whatever, something like that. Like that, that's a spoiler for HaloCAST for Mass Effect.
Yeah, but that's the thing entirely.
Yeah, so to continue on, he like seeing him die was really sad, but then learning about Halo and its whole like what it was made for.
Mm-hmm.
Just blows your mind because at that point you're like, well, what's the flood? Like, why are they here? What's this doing here on this ring world? What's this ring for? And then it all gets answered as a really big surprising twist.
He's like, hey, it's because of these fuckers here.
So you put it all together, and I love like the Monitor and Cortana going like fighting, and how she explains what the ring is made for and stuff like that.
Because you go in and it's like, okay, the Monitor's gonna help me. He's a nice guy. He's not a nice guy.
Yeah, he's not. He tries to trick you into starting the Halo ring firing sequence.
Because if he told you, you would not have done it.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart intelligence.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the you had the CE Anniversary Edition, the Combat Evolved Anniversary.
Yeah, I got that.
Do you see the terminals of what he did while he was waiting for something to happen?
Do I?
Well, to explain that, the only thing I'm thinking of is that just one of the scenes in that he's talking about like how bored he was basically, and so what he did was he just destroyed, like ejected a piece of the Halo ring.
Yeah,
like
he did that, and then he would just rebuild or something.
Yeah,
like that?
Yeah, because he was just bored.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't blame the guy.
No, I'm sure that's fine, but it's just oh yeah, I'm bored. I'm just gonna take apart a planet and put it back.
I mean, hey, why not? You do it too.
I would, and I love like the Halo ring design is just because of like you see the metal part of the outside, then you turn and you see the inside, and it's like clouds and planet or land masses and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
I could stare at that intro screen for Halo 1 like for hours, and I think I did when I was a kid. I would just like turn it on and just watch because I wanted to see like what would happen if you just waited long enough, if it would go like through the different areas.
Yeah, but honestly, if anything, the only reason I would stay in the menu was legitimately the music.
Well, that too, but I was, for some reason, I was always intrigued by like the ring and stuff like that. So I would always wait to see if like the camera moved around or something and did to show you something else or something like that. But it was always just, and I watched it the other day while I was playing the game. I just wanted to sit through and see where the animation takes you, and it literally just goes around the ring once, and that's really it. Which is kind of disappointing, but it's still, as a kid, it was super intriguing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're both back.
No, I'm not back at all.
Of course. Okay, so where were we? So we just finished. So we're working on Halo 2 now, and I guess we'll go back to the teaser for Halo 2. The whole he walks in, he gets the battle rifle. Then what was the commands that were on the console that the intro thing? It was like Covenant, or was it Covenant ring world destroyed or something like that?
I think so.
It was basically what he did in Halo 1.
Yeah, basically like, hey, you missed our last game. You shouldn't have.
It was like a ring world destroyed, blah blah blah. This thing, humanity saved, of like question mark or something like that. Now that I think about it, it's like those that internet meme where it's like buy this, do this, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Step 1, step
profit.
2, step 3, profit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Destroy Covenant, profit.
yeah, you just okay. All right. Thank you for that.
There you go. So it's funny because there's profits.
Why do people listen to us again?
I don't know. I'm gonna be posting this on the r/Halo subreddit, so we'll see how long they listen to this for.
I hate you so much. We haven't even really talked about Halo.
I mean, and well, no, we talked a shit ton about Halo. Come on.
No. Look. We talked about points of Halo. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We haven't gotten to the nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty was that? What do you mean,
like the Easter eggs where you see Johnson and an elite hug at the end?
Oh man, yeah, we should talk about that. That's such a weird scene.
It really was a weird scene.
And then seeing him alive in Halo 2, like, that makes it even weirder.
It's like, did you and the elite just... Hello?
Did the elite's overshield save him?
Oh my god. Can you... Dude, now this is depressing.
He's holding this dead elite's body.
And there he is, just floating off in space.
Oh man, I wonder. I love that. Like, beginning of Halo 2, he's like, well, you didn't tell me how you survived. Like, that's classified.
You haven't read the book that deals with the aftermath of Halo 1, have you?
What is that one called?
Because you remember how
Well, what's the book called, first of all?
That's a good question. I'm actually gonna go over
That's
there.
a good question. Thanks, William.
Please hold on. Please, I could actually go over right to my bookcase right now and look for it.
Okay.
I'll be back in a bit.
I would like to know that.
You know what? I was wrong.
Okay, that's great.
It's not in my bookcase. It's in the box, and I had to take a whole bunch of stuff off the box. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna look it up.
Well, thanks for wasting my time.
You're welcome. Hey man, that time wasn't yours to waste. It was mine.
I would have rather wasted 11 hours watching Halo. Oh wait, I did.
Oh my god.
That was. I'll put the description. I'll put that in the description too. That 11-hour video of all the Halo things in chronological order. It's a pretty good video. It's 1080p, 60 FPS.
Is that what it was called? Was it First Strike?
Oh yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because they did actually. It was really weird, but it was like the thing is in the book. I remember basically it's there's Chief. He's in his little jet.
Yeah.
And then he's just floating, and then he comes across a pelican.
Oh Jesus!
That's like flying just in the middle
Oh
of space.
Yeah, I remember this. For some reason I think I read this somewhere. I just can't remember. I never read the book, so I don't think I got it.
It might have been because I told you before.
Either that, or it's from an Ask Science Fiction thread or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so he finds this pelican here, and there are a good number of soldiers in there, and Johnson's in there too.
Oh wow!
So he's like, yeah, we took the pelican and went off right before Halo blew up. That's how we lived.
Yeah, well that doesn't make any sense for that legendary scene though.
That was just like his thing.
Dude, yeah, I'm sure. I'm not gonna get too hung up on it.
Yeah, because Halo was the first person shooter on a console, from my understanding.
They didn't expect no, it's not the first person shooter.
You're right, because I'm thinking I forget the other games.
Yeah, but it was like a big deal. Like
it was.
Because it was like new, the next generation of consoles.
Yeah, it was on the Xbox and everything. So
yeah. So what was it? Johnson gets that makes more sense. So how he got off the ring and then gets to, back to Earth and whatnot.
Actually, was it First Strike?
Listen, it was one of the books. It's fine. We know the story at least. That's all right. Well, I mean, I love that like intro when he's like again, like when he's like it's classified, like how he survives and stuff like that, and he gets back, and then there's the that whole like beginning point where they're doing the cut back between, Master Chief getting the medals and whatnot, and then cutting back to Arbiter getting basically like he's being called a heretic, and all that stuff. How he let the Master Chief escape the ring and then blow it up. Yeah, that whole intro. I love that cutting back because like there's that there's that scene where he's trying to, the Arbiter's trying to make, like, say that because he was dealing with the flood and whatnot, the infection.
Yeah.
He's trying to like explain why he let him go and why he was too busy to deal with him. So
yeah,
we get that whole intro, and that was really the first time we get an intro to the Covenant's hierarchy and how they work.
Yeah, because otherwise they were just kind of enemies to fight.
Yeah, because none of the books really came out till after Halo 2, I think, right? 2004, I think, was the first one.
I think so. Hold on.
I know Contact Harvest comes out in 2007.
No, if I remember, Reach was, the fall of Reach was 2002, 1?
Okay, well then, yeah, it must, that one makes sense because I remember that one being so early on. Like, I remember that was the first book I saw for Halo. So that must have been really early.
Because I think it was popular enough that, it was, they were going to put it out.
Yeah. Well, so was it? Just seeing the Covenant's hierarchy for the first time and seeing Vadam or whatever his name is.
Van Damme.
Van Damme. No, I'm not calling him, Van Damme.
So you already called him Van Damme.
Damn it, you're right.
Damn it.
So seeing him trying to explain what happened in Halo 1 from the Covenant's perspective was really interesting, and just then that whole scene where he gets fucking marked.
God.
It's like, oh man, he's just watching him yell was like insane. It's like if you come to hear me beg,
but it's like back when you saw it, it looked really weird.
Oh yeah,
like especially seeing how like a naked elite, it was the weirdest shit. I'm like,
and like, have you seen the anniversary edition of Halo 2 when they redid all the cutscenes?
Yeah, I did.
It's pretty intense. Like,
I know. So. I mean, in the anniversary you can make out what the stuff's happening is.
And you know what though? I think the only thing I don't like about the anniversary's CGI, like when they redid all the Halo 2 cutscenes, was Keyes looks a lot different than Halo 3.
Oh,
Keyes.
Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda.
Yeah.
Keyes. She doesn't look like she did in Halo 3, which I don't like because I think they didn't really do a good job on how she looks.
No, they got her face off of motion capture.
Yeah, dude. I know, but I just didn't like the model. I just didn't think, Halo 3 Keyes is hot. Okay, that's all I'm saying. There was a lot of things I masturbated to as a kid.
Jeez. It's like you... It's like
you use your words, man.
It's like, what are you coming to war? Oh my god, I hate you so much. You just made the jokes and I'm like, oh no.
And that's not even that. Like, there's other ones, and oh man, like when they that music for Halo 2, I think the music was even better than Halo 1's music because there's that scene where they're doing the drop from the in Amber Clad. They're doing the ODST drop.
Well, at least it's a good thing we're moving past the masturbation.
Yeah. No, you're bringing it back up. I'll talk about more stuff if you want me to.
No, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. So that music where it's like I think it was like a guitar riff or something like that.
Oh, in the opening, right, yeah, when they're showing the Bungie logo, right?
Well, yeah, that too, I guess. But there's just the it's just when they're doing the orbital drop onto the second Halo ring or Delta Halo or whatever it's called. When they do the drop and there's that music, and then there's that whole scene where oh man, I love that, like when Master Chief's in the pod and then he hits the wall and then Johnson's in the other one. You remember that? Where he knocks on the thing and then Johnson knocks back.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there's just so much more. Halo 2 had a lot of character development.
More than one, definitely.
Well, yeah, definitely. There's way more characters. There's way more like stuff going on.
Because honestly, everyone was practically nameless except for the character either you played, Cortana, and maybe Johnson. Because Johnson was like kind of there.
Yeah, and I'd say the Monitor as well.
The Monitor, yeah, he had some too, but then again, he was kind of important to the plot.
Yeah. So then Halo 2 happens, and you have like you have the building of the Covenant hierarchy and how they work, and you see so much more about them. And then the revolution at the end, when the brutes and the elites fight. And then you get all of these characters, like you meet Lord Hood for the first time, Miranda Keyes for the first time. You fight with ODST for the first time because there's that mission. I think that's the same mission I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember that now.
they land and he's like, "Could you be any louder?" and pulls the rocket launcher out of the fucking pod. That's great.
Oh my god.
And then obviously they had to update Cortana so she looked even, again, back to the masturbating thing.
Oh I hate you so much.
Yeah, that was a very good game, and not for the gameplay reasons.
Okay. I hate you now. We are done with this. I end the podcast now.
No, we're not done. We're only at Halo 2. Don't get me started about Halo 3.
Oh my god.
So to continue with Halo 2. Man, so in Contact Harvest, they talk about the Prophet's race and how they're man, there's some because they talk about how they have sex, and I'm just like, I didn't need to know that. Jesus, imagining those two of the it's just all I see is flaps. You can't see anything else.
The closest thing you ever really see to on screen is probably when Prophet or Gret got a throat full of flood. That's the closest you'll ever see to stuff like that.
Oh man, just that because that's the in Contact Harvest they do that whole thing where the prophets come from: Truth, Regret, and was it Mercy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where, and they talk about how they come together, and that's when they talk about the Sanshum, that race of alien having sex, and I was just like, this, I don't need to know this.
Well, you know it now.
Yeah, I know. They were the most I used to think they were just really old elites for some reason when I was a kid.
You thought they were old elites? They look nothing like them.
I know. Well, back when Halo 1 looked like it did, they looked very similar to, or Halo 2, I guess. Cause
the prophets were never really introduced in 1, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about 2 then. Well, but back when the graphics were so different, and I was a child. So.
I still don't see how you saw it.
Listen,
I really don't.
You don't need to. I don't know how I saw it like that.
Remember, the elites have these big gaping holes in their mouths.
Yeah, you want to keep talking about big gaping holes?
I mean, if you want to talk about what Regret got, then
Dude, oh my god.
Now that I think about it, I think that name might have been appropriate to what he was feeling then.
He's just he's on the ground, the flood is like, I regret, and then dies.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, no.
I don't even know. I'm pretty sure because I don't remember which prophet was which, so I don't even know if it was Regret.
I'm just trying to remember because if I remember correctly, no. I'm thinking of the wrong thing because I remember there was a scene when you're first introduced to Gravemind.
Yeah, that's
right. And then he brings out a prophet. That was the one for Mercy.
That was Mercy, and Mercy's story is he was So in Contact Harvest, they find out that the humans are actually Forerunners or whatever, part of the Forerunners and stuff like that. They have a connection to them, and that's when Mercy is I think Mercy was the one who was saying, he was we need to help these people or something like that. Talk to them and try and communicate with them. And then Regret and Truth were no, we can't. Oh yeah, Truth is the main one. Truth is the big one because he was it was irony in his name because he was holding this big lie about where the rings came from in the journey, the great journey and whatnot. So I think Mercy was the one with the Gravemind because he was the weakest one. He was the one that was actually trying to help the humans at the beginning.
That's what I was saying.
So yeah, you're right. I'm just saying. I was trying to rationalize it, and I did.
What were you rationalizing?
Why the prophets are all big gaping holes.
You're right.
I love that scene when you meet Gravemind for the first time, especially when you run off the freaking thing and the glassing is happening.
He kind of creeped me out.
Oh man, you're such a creepy person, especially the way he talks.
But dude, did you see the anniversary edition?
Yeah, when they redo him.
Oh god.
Yeah. But even in the he looked like a Venus flytrap in the original one, and the way he talks is his jaws move forward and then back, Like, but and that's his head plus his jaw move at the same time. So it was even weirder just seeing that.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine like both of his faces like all moving at once, and then his voiceover too.
Dude, his voice was great. It was goddamn fantastic.
Great. And now that I think about it, Arbiter, he's done by Keith, or not Keith. I was gonna say Keith Ledger.
Keith David.
Keith David, yeah. And Keith David he's Arbiter. He's Anderson in Mass Effect,
which we'll discuss later.
He's the captain in Modern Warfare 2. Was it Ramirez, get out of the way or something like that? Like that's his line or whatever.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's that guy.
It's been a while since I played that.
I know he's in a lot of things.
Yeah, he is. He really is.
Yeah, and he does a lot of voiceovers for games.
I remember when he was in Chain Letter.
Man, have you ever seen this movie called Vanilla Sky?
No.
Okay, don't watch it.
Okay.
Keith David's not in it. Tom Cruise is in it, but it's not good, so don't watch it.
God damn it. You tell me, and now I'm gonna have to watch it.
Oh man, there's a scene in that movie where Tom Cruise is having sex with Cameron Diaz, and then he thinks he's having sex with Penelope Cruz, but then she turns into Cameron Diaz, and then he chokes her out with a pillow while he's having sex with her. And it's so bad.
Okay.
It's such a bad movie. Okay, so back to Halo 2.
Okay, I guess we can go from that to that.
So what do? We that scene where he throws the bomb back onto the Covenant's cruiser, that whole game had such great, moments, and the great lines too. Is just like, was it what are you doing? Was it Master Chief? What are you doing? He's like giving the Covenant their bomb back, and then he just fucking
that's basically the point when they gave him the fucking one-liners.
Yeah, that was it, and he has the best one-liners I think I've ever seen a movie star ever have.
Yeah, better. I think it was in. Again, we're off point, but like True Lies. I think it was.
What you're fired?
Yes, you're fired. I think that's about on par. Okay.
There's that. I mean, like, what else is he? He's like, and when he lands on the Enamor clad, he's like, for a brick, he flew pretty good.
I remember that. God damn it! You just hear this thunk.
Yeah,
he just said that shit like.
And where is the command center where he can just land on it and you can hear his body hitting the thing? Like it must be. I'm sure the command center of that ship is in the middle of the ship, not like at the top or whatever, because there's no windows. So
yeah,
it must be in the middle. So to hear him thunk, it must have been through like 6 floors of metal.
I mean, now that I think about it, considering the way he propelled himself. And how heavy he is, dude.
You see the Enamor-clad lands at like a shipyard, and then the guy is like going over. He's like, "What made this dent? This giant dent that's like it's a Mjolnir armor shaped dent. It's Master Chief is just like sprawled out like face first, and like you see his arms and legs all dented into the ship. That would have been great.
One day.
One day. So there's that's when basically he gets the great one-liners. I mean there are some pretty good ones in Halo 1 too, but those are mostly done by other characters.
Yeah.
I mean, like what is there? Like I mean, Master Chief talks like a total of like 6 times in that game.
In
1.
Oh yeah, 1. Okay.
What else does Master Chief say that in 2, like the was it what if you miss? I won't, and then just like flies off.
Yeah. I still wanted to just say what happened if you missed.
Then where I do like the the snarpiness of Cortana. Even like she basically Jen Taylor continues to hold that character's like character for the game. Like she holds it perfectly. Like the part where they go and they see the true prophet of truth talking, and then she's saying like this is what he's talking about. He's like how do you know? And then she flicks her fingers and translates the prophet's speech. So there's that. And then like when you get to the end and you get on High Charity, and she's like I have to stay and do the Enamor clad blow it up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, she doesn't blow up High Charity, does she? Because remember, was it Gravemind captures her then?
Yeah, she never did. The flood took
Yeah.
over by that point.
Yeah, the flood took over, and then that makes sense. So she never blows up High Charity, and then
Like
she.
the thing is, I think her true reasoning was essentially to meet Gravemind.
Yeah, that's really to think about, like the character building between Cortana and Master Chief, and how she had to lie to him to stay there. It's like there, there's a there's a really obvious connection between him and her, and
Mm-hmm.
it's really emotional, especially in 3 when and I guess we'll move on to 3 since we've finished 2. So there's that scene in 3 when you get the thing carrying her message after
Mm-hmm.
the flood land on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I love the name of that mission. What was it? It Followed Me Home.
God damn it.
There's you get the mission, and then she's in trouble, and then Master Chief is like totally like I'm sure he was like he's bawling his eyes out under his helmet while he's watching that message. He just has himself on mute.
God damn
He's like boo hoo hoo.
it's I'm just imagining him like he sees Cortana, he's hearing her speak. He mutes himself like
Oh man. Man, that I mean that's when basically what was it? How does Halo 3 start open? It opens with.
I mean, it opens with him crash landing, making a
Oh
dent into
yeah.
the earth instead of a ship.
Oh man, that what was it? That whole monologue by Cortana. She's
Uh,
like, they let me choose. Anyone I wanted.
mm-hmm.
It's like, why I chose you? Luck. And then it's like it cuts to black and it's like, was I wrong? Like, god damn it, can't do
Yeah.
this to me. Man, how many times do you think we played that campaign?
We played it. Honestly, we played it a good number of it because
Because
we went in. We played it normally just to get me through the story.
yeah, and then we did it on Legendary like 6 times.
Then
Actually,
yeah,
we did it like 3. I know 3 times exactly for me, for you, and for Joseph. So we went
yeah,
through it so.
we did it 3 times.
So remember that thing we discovered. So in Halo 3, some of the cutscenes are like in action or whatever. Like you're actually in that location. You can leave like dead bodies in the scene. So one time I think I was Master Chief, and then we killed me, and my body was laid over like this button in the cutscene.
Yes,
So you see Master Chief pressing the button to turn off the shielding to around the arc or whatever, and then Master Chief's dead body is also on top of the button that he just pressed. That was amazing. I can't remember. I remember that scene so well.
Oh my god. Dude, it was just great because sometimes we just seeing all the bodies, we just placed them everywhere.
Yeah, then we went back and we did that mission again. We just tried to kill each other like 100 times, so we'd have all these dead bodies laying around in that cutscene.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I also remember that we did the whole campaign just to find the skulls,
Yeah. That was also one of them. So we definitely played it
which
multiple
was
times.
so annoying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we finally got all of them, and basically the only ones we ever turned on was "Who Would Have Been Your Daddy" and the Grunt Birthday
Yeah.
Party. Well, I
Because
think that's.
I think we did several of the other ones. We tried to do the whole
Oh
die.
wait.
You
Oh wait.
start
No,
back at
no,
the
no. Never
beginning
mind.
again.
The "Who Would Have Been Your Daddy" was the one that was like insane. Like it made it super hard or whatever.
No, I think that was the one for the dialogue, right?
No.
So
Wait, maybe.
they say special bits of dialogue.
Maybe I don't remember.
Like that they weren't normal. So you would hear it like very rarely normally in the game, but then with the skull activated, then you can just hear it whenever. They
Well,
just spout it out like
yeah. There's like I remember when they did the challenges for the lasso and stuff like that, where Legendary all skulls on, and I think the worst skull in the whole game is Catch.
Yeah, they all throw the grenades, dude. I don't want to catch a grenade for them.
they're all all the aliens have Cortana. They're like, what if you miss? I won't.
It's so stupid. I remember the birthday skull thing.
Yeah, that was the one I always had on because that was just fun to have. Even if you were just playing the campaign again, you just play that one on.
I'm not sure, but wasn't it like whenever you shot a grunt, and then like when it was a cutscene, you would see like confetti.
Oh yeah, that's true. You would definitely see confetti all around as well.
Oh, dude, you know what I just remembered?
What?
Do you remember when you're in the after Miranda is like, it's like, hey, where do they want to be stationed? They're asking where to be stationed. It's like to war.
Oh yeah. No,
Right,
it's
right
like
after that, right?
what is it? Commanders are asking for a rally point. Where should I send them? He's like to
Hmm.
war.
And then you'd go out, and then you would go you'd see the goddamn warthogs, and then I remember this so vividly because we played it so many times.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna walk. Oh look, there's the rat. There's the grenade. Oh, it blows up. Let's go forward.
Wait,
Right?
what? Which scene?
Because remember, like you're entering into you're gonna start the fight soon.
Yeah.
Right. So then you go in, and then there are the warthogs. There's a guy on the turret just shooting, and then the one of the ones throw a grenade, and it's like,
oh, you mean that scene? Yes, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. I remember that so vividly because we played it so many times. And then you told me there was a thing.
The Easter egg.
The Easter egg.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Red versus blue.
Yeah, there's.
And then at the doors, and then you just keep talking about like it's like what's the password? It's like I don't know what the fucking password is.
I forgot about that. That is a great Easter egg. And obviously, like the scene we're talking about is literally right after he explained it. So if you walk out after the Jeep blows up, I think if you go to the right or the left or something, there's that door and there's a guy knocking on the door asking for the password.
Yeah, because because the guy he's knocking, right? And he's like, dude, we need help. We need ammo and weapons out here now. Not exactly the exact dialogue, but generally.
Here, I'm gonna look it up right now to see exactly what it is because I don't think it's a.
Because remember, it changes.
Oh, it
sometimes
is
they would vary. Remember?
Yeah, no, it is red versus blue.
Yeah, it was.
So the line is it's hey, open up. Griff says password and he's like he says what and he's like need the password. You gotta be kidding me. And then eventually he's like was it if the Marine staff just no one outside is gonna know the freaking password now open up. The chief is out here. Does he know the password?
Yeah, I remember that.
He wasn't at the meeting either. That's great.
Dude, that was like just listening to that whole thing was just fun.
Yeah, there's some great scenes, especially there's
And I just remember after the whole conversation, so he just keeps knocking on the door, like,
and then like listening to the door to see if he's like answering. There's also that other Easter egg when you leave the rat's nest, and then you go to was it called Rat's Nest? I don't remember. I think that was a map in the game.
No, it was called Rat's Nest.
Oh, okay. Well, when you leave Rat's Nest and you're with the Arbiter and you're going out to where are you going to? You're trying to get to Johnson, I think, because his crash. No, that's before, because you're getting to the Crash Pelican, then you get back to Rat's Nest, and then after that you go to New Mombasa or whatever, or whatever the African area to get to the dig site. It was
New Mombasa, dude.
Yeah, it was like the dig site or whatever. So when you're going there, there's also that other Easter egg when you're trying to get Johnson. There's that Easter egg when you jump onto that one ledge, like later on. There's those weird those three bodies there with weird faces on them. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember.
It was like the monkeys.
It was the guy like those weird monkey face people.
Yeah. There's that. And
then they're just sitting there. This is one with a teddy bear or some shit.
Yeah. There's that one. There's another Easter egg. And,
that was weird. That one was so weird. I just shot them like. Die.
Yeah, that was a really creepy one. Actually, what it was apes or monkeys, right? But the faces were one of the developers of the game. That's what it was.
Well, then he was a creepy ass motherfucker.
I'm sure he didn't actually put that in. I'm sure somebody was making fun of him and left that in.
It was great though.
Yeah, there's some of after to continue on. So after we leave Rat's Nest, we're going to the dig site.
Mm-hmm.
What do we? I remember this scene vividly because what we did was we would always try on Legendary to get the Wraith because it was so hard to get past that highway without the Wraith.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
That like on Legendary,
we kept destroying it. We keep destroying it accidentally because the thing is we always have to beat the Wraith down, but sometimes it would be one hit too much and it's just dead.
Yeah. I remember because what we would do is we had that down to like a science. We would say, okay, so there's the choppers. You go get the choppers, and then I'll go on the Wraith or something like it was something like that. Like we had it down really like exactly to how
we had it to an exact science.
Yeah. Like I remember exactly how we did it because it would be we'd start the mission, we'd see the choppers. I remember the choppers were really important because one of us would get on them. Like we had to get on them.
Because the thing is, one of us would have to get one chopper at the very least, so we can get rid of all the other choppers from destroying us.
Yeah.
And we also do it to run over, I think, a few brutes who were in the way for the Wraith.
Yeah, that was that mission. I remember that because we did that so many times. That was one of the harder ones. What else? Like on Legendary, that game was insane.
God, it was so
especially long. With all skulls on.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, I remember that scene, but what else? I know there was other scenes that were even extremely stupidly tough on Legendary.
The Ark.
Well, yeah, the Ark. There was. I mean that intro when you first land on the Ark is pretty easy because you have the sniper rifle and you can just go up to the top.
No, because you remember like the thing we kept dying so many times in that piece. I remember like we're on the Ark. We had the sniper rifles. I think it was the second area.
Yeah, the part where
the one
you
with the hunters, remember?
yeah, that was hard. That was
the hunters were so fucking annoying.
That was stupid because what we would do is we would like gather all our grenades, all our plasma grenades.
We would get as much as we could.
Yeah.
And then we just because I remember because you remember those goddamn jackals with the goddamn snipers.
Yeah, like we would have to be like every shot counts. Do not waste it on the jackals. If you can get the shot, you can do it, but otherwise just forget the jackals.
Because the boots were so stupid too.
Yeah, the boots were way worse than elites.
Like I remember like it was always like a terrifying nightmare to deal with a brute with a gravity hammer.
Oh yeah, the chieftains when they came out,
yes.
Especially when they turned on their invincibility.
Yes, when they're invisible, it was so stupid.
No, invincible, not invisible. Remember, they have that armor. They have that armor ability.
No, yeah. Because the thing is, they could do both. If I remember correctly.
I thought it was just maybe it was invisibility, but I know they definitely had invincibility. The chieftains, at least, nobody else.
God, it was so stupid though.
That's that scene, and I remember the first chieftain you fight is when you get to that scene when you're going to the dig site. There's that one area where it's I don't know how to explain it. It's literally just like a bunch of camps towards the left, like I don't know, like military bases type things, like small camp site area.
Hold on, we have to remind me which mission is this right now.
This is when you're going to the dig site after you leave Rat's Nest. You get the Warthog and you're driving around and you're shooting down the watchtowers, the Covenant watchtowers. Remember the ones that are floating. So then you go past that and you fight a bunch of brutes in that area, and there's this one chieftain that comes in after you kill all the brutes and the hunters, I think. And then he has like the gravity hammer and the invincibility or something like that. But that's the first one I think you fight. And then after that, you have to fight one on an Ark.
No, I don't think it. No, it's not.
Really?
Because remember, we didn't start off at Rat's Nest.
No, I know, but you don't fight a chieftain until then. Like the chieftain.
No. Because you have to remember, there was the one with the guy with the gravity hammer. When we had to get to the there was like the big river or lake or whatever. Yeah, and there was like a big dam.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you remember that? Because we had to rescue Johnson.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that I remember. The next one after that was when you go to the control room or whatever, the big room where you see all the sentinels fly up and then fly away. Where I think you see no, that's the galaxy map or whatever. Basically, you get to that point where you've been on the Ark for a while now, and you're trying to find the control room or whatever. And you get to that point, you see all those sentinels come out of the waterfall, and then they fly like they go to light speed or whatever. They warp out, and then monitors like they have a different mission or whatnot. And then there's that area where you have to fight, like, oh my god, those rooms with like all the like it was basically like close quarters with brutes, which is, everybody who's played Halo knows that you don't want to get in a close quarters fight with a brute.
Oh, are we talking about though? Like we're still in Rat's Nest, right?
No, we're on the Ark. We're on the Ark.
On the Ark. No, because I'm remembering in Rat's Nest there was this one area where there was like, it was closed room quarters. And it was like you had to take this whole turn.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The hangar bay area before the hangar bay, right before the hangar bay, basically, and in the hangar bay.
There were so many brutes. It was so stupid.
Yeah, but then like to continue, you get to the Ark, and man, seeing the Ark for the first time was like I would live on that. Like I don't give a shit.
Despite the fact that there may have been like flood.
Yeah, no, fuck Earth. I'd live on that.
Okay.
This is my home now.
Jesus Christ.
I mean there's I love the whole intro to that as well. That's basically like Halo 2 when you go on to Delta Halo. It's the same thing. When you see the Pelican go down, like you're on like that mission when you're on the Pelican, then you see the doors open up. It's all desert and whatnot.
Yeah. I remember that.
Then you go to that part where what was it? Was it the Forward Onto Dawn? I think that's what the name of the ship was. Yeah, that was the name of the ship. The Forward Onto Dawn lands, and then it's like it blows everything away when it lands.
Dude, yes.
That you're standing there, and if you jump, it kicks you back all the way.
Yeah, I know, because of the freaking force that I came in with.
Yeah,
like, Jesus.
And I remember if you have a sniper rifle, you can look at that area where it lands in, and you can just see how fast it comes.
I know, it comes so fast. I'm like, how are you not dead?
Oh man, that was really good. I really like that mission.
I've seen people pull Sasha up, but not like that.
Lift your ass for Sasha. And that is a 2012 joke.
Yeah,
for those who don't understand.
Okay, thank you for that.
Well, I need to explain because I'm not sure how many people have seen 2012.
You're right. Actually, it's not that great of a movie.
Yeah, it's not that. It wasn't that popular of a movie. Well, maybe it was more of a popular movie, just not very good.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. It was kind of popular for its, I guess, campiness.
Yeah, I'm sure that was probably one of the reasons.